Hey everyone, welcome to the Love Your Body podcast. On today's episode of Females in Bodybuilding, I have Alexa and Jackie, and I'm so excited to have you guys on today. How y'all feeling?
Good. How about you?
I'm good. I just came from Olympus, got my workout in with Doug, who we all three use. Heavy D training, everybody's seen on Instagram. How long have you guys been with him?
For me, it's been since 2019.
Okay.
Only a year.
Okay. Yeah.
Really? I thought it was longer.
So about when I did.
Yeah.
Okay. Very cool. Yeah. Cause I feel like, I feel like a little bit before that I had seen you, but I had seen you like back at the Mac, and then Alexa, I had seen you like at the very first Nashville Fit show. Well, actually, we had talked a long time ago. I don't know if you remember this, but
I do.
about like graphic designing. Like I have a voicemail of you on my phone still that I haven't never deleted. Yeah. Hey, Dani, this is Alexa, and
my professional voice?
Yeah, exactly.
No, go ahead and delete that.
But I loved it because when I put your number back in, I was like, oh, this is the same girl. Cool. It was so funny.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
So for those of you that don't know, and but basically, Jackie is just like crushing it in this bodybuilding Miss Tennessee, right? That was the title
over here.
Yes, and so the two titles, right?
2 titles.
In women's physique and women's bodybuilding. So cool. And then Alexa is actually my posing coach. And so if you ever see any of my videos of me, doing all my my sass and everything, she's just, always there. And it's been so great to have both of you as a huge support in my journey. And I know several other women, that you have helped and just, with your journeys as well. And so from, Jackie, you're being a mom, to Alexa, you just got, or you're married. Yeah. Yeah. Married. Yes. And so it's like all big things, all different points of view. So I want to talk today about kind of just like, y'all's experience with everything, I think the first thing I want to start with is like with your mindset about getting into bodybuilding. Like, what was that like? Like, what kind of did it? Because I know, Alexa, for you started back in high school.
I did. Yeah, very young.
Yeah. Like, what was that like? Because I'm trying to imagine, because like I knew a girl that did it in high school, and I was just like, what is this? Like, like I had no idea.
It is, and especially, I don't know, it was different when I was first getting into it. I guess now think of it as like a lot more popular, a lot more mainstream. People have heard of bodybuilding more now than they had.
So you feel like a real OG?
I guess I would call it.
People listening to this from like live in Dubai places like 1970s are like, what is happening?
Respect to you guys. That's not me,
but yeah.
No, I mean,
and were you here in Murfreesboro?
No, I was in Spring Hill.
Okay.
So,
but you're from Spring Hill?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
yeah,
Jackie, where are you from?
Nashville.
Okay, so you're from Nashville. All right, I'm from Murfreesboro. So okay, so we all here. We're all here. Very cool.
Middle Tennessee, like
yeah. And when did you graduate? I guess high school. What was that?
2015.
2015 for high school. Okay, Jackie.
Look,
I graduated high school in 2011. So
oh Jesus. 09.
Okay, yeah. All right. Okay, cool. I like it. Yeah. But it's good though. It's good. So was that experience? I mean, did you kind of get out of the gate? Like, did you take it like super serious, or were you like, I'm just gonna try it and let's see what happens? Or
for me, so in high school I played soccer and football. I was like the only girl on the football team. Like,
love that.
That's a whole another section of the story. But I got into competing after football had ended, like its senior year. I knew, that was it. I knew I was going to go off to college and play soccer, but at that point I wanted to pursue something different. I'm all about challenges, that kind of thing. For me, when I get into something, I'm all out. So I was, die hard by it. Honestly, and I've told you this before, I wish I could bottle up some of that, like, discipline and just like drive that I had then. It's not to say I don't have that now, but it was just a different caliber. Like, I'm talking, I wouldn't even look at something off my meal plan. And now I'm like, oh, that cookie looks really good over there.
Oh, okay. I see. Do you think that because that came kind of with like experience and just age of like life of like what your values were? Because like then maybe that was like a heightened thing you were focused on?
I think so. And I think just having a more understanding of just how the dynamic of like a prep works. Like then, especially with it being my first time, is I'm like, oh my God, like if I eat this thing, like it's going to ruin all my progress.
Yeah, you got to be like perfect.
So and now I'm like, okay, I've gotten there many times before. I know what I need to do. I know what it takes. I know if I'm not doing that, like, so I'm like, it's okay.
Yeah. Jackie, what about you? When was your first Like,
when she graduated.
okay, all right.
That's it.
Yeah, 2015 was my first time competing, but it was more so of let's see if you can do it.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, I flunked out. It was horrible.
Really?
Oh God, yes.
Was it like to see if you could do it like mentally or was it physically? Did you have like a weight loss
It was-
transformation? Like,
No, I wasn't as disciplined as I should have been.
okay.
So I repeated in 2016, did so much better. Took time off and I realized, this is definitely a mental game.
Yeah.
You have to have the
Facts.
discipline. You have to
Facts.
stay focused. And doing that while also being a mom,
Yeah.
that's where it was like, she has Pop-Tarts.
Right.
She has ice cream.
All those
Yeah.
snacky
I
snacks.
was like, I'm going to go upstairs and cry.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Like for real though, I have to say I have the utmost respect for moms that do this. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
seriously,
100%.
it's a lot. Like I feel like some days I'm spreading myself thin, and we talked about this. Like I just have 2 dogs. I cannot imagine having kids and like a whole household
Right.
that I have to
Cook
I'm the one
for
that
or
keeps
clean or do any of that. Yeah. No.
It's so commendable.
It's definitely hard, especially now because I have a 12 and a 2-year-old.
Okay.
So as my 12-year-old, she can do everything for herself. She can cook,
Yep.
she can clean. And so I don't really have to do too much for her.
Yes.
As for my 2-year-old, she doesn't understand. Mommy can't have that Hershey bar.
Yeah.
Mommy can't have those Teddy Grahams. Mommy can't have that Gatorade. Like,
right.
And she wants to share. She wants to share. And I'm just like, I love you. You're so cute.
Yeah.
But I can't.
And then you just like put it behind you. You're like, and stick right there.
Yeah. It's more of she stuffs it in your face and
Yeah.
you kind of walk away.
Oh.
You have to kind of take it out.
Yeah.
Sob a little and throw it away.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I cannot imagine. Cause I mean, I know with me, people listening, know about, I just did my first shows. And with that, I mean, it did my energy. There were some days where I couldn't even speak.
I'm having
Like,
one of those days.
yeah,
I
like-
wasn't sure how this was gonna go.
Right. I was like, that's why I brought some fight. I was like, do you need some? Like, we can do a draw scoop, girl.
We
I mean,
may have to. We'll see how the rest. Of
But
this
like,
goes.
it was so exhausting because it was like, oh my gosh, like, because I had felt tired before, with strongman stuff and whatever, but it was more like physically. Like, I was like, hey, like, y'all pick up those weights. Like, I'm not, to my clients or whatever, because I would just be like physically. Mentally, though, I'm just like, what is the world? Like, I don't know, like, what is life? Like, like
Things,
that's how
they don't compute the same way they
and so I would
mentally
just have
do,
to like sit there. So I can't imagine if having somebody I got taught to, or my kid asked me a question or something, and I'm like, no, you know what I mean? Like, they'd be like, "What's wrong with mom?" Like,
It's actually funny because my kids aren't the ones that truly see it. My 12-year-old, she kind of goes and does her thing. My 2-year-old, she's at a point where she has her tablet.
Yeah.
We watch Paw Patrol, Coco Melon, whatever. And she just wants to play.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll play. I'll flip a book with her. It's my clients.
My
My clients are like, Jackie, are you okay? I'm like, yeah,
right.
I'm here.
But see, this gives me this gives me no, like, what's the word? Like, I don't know, not excitement, but like no hope, I guess, for like the next like shows and stuff. Cause I was hoping you would say like, man, I've been doing this for like so many years that like people get it now.
So it does.
Okay.
I will say it does get easier if you know and you keep up with everything that you have always done.
Yeah.
So like this year, I've gone through now. This is prep number 3.
Okay.
Y'all will see me smiling, happy. I am slightly delusional.
Right. Yeah.
Don't worry.
That is a real thing.
Yeah.
But it keeps me from looking like I'm dying.
Yeah.
Like literally.
Yes.
I have learned how to turn it all around. On the inside, yes, I am.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
am completely exhausted.
Right.
But on the outside, it's just like, hi, how's your day? Let's
Right.
do this. Let's
Right.
Let's do this.
But the fact to even get that, like that skill, I mean,
Oh.
it takes practice and it takes time. Cause again, I would say that I was just very short, but like for me, I don't know, I'm pretty personable. I'm pretty nice all the time, whatever. But for me, it's like, so when I feel like I'm being short, I feel like I'm being a bitch. Like I feel like I'm like really bad, but everybody else wouldn't even notice. But I feel like I'm being like really, really bad. So I have to really keep that in check. So there were days and then I'm like, I can't even have the energy to care, And I really tried, but but again, I get what you're saying with that standard of like excellence that you provide as a service and a product, like for your business. Cause we're all 3, I mean, full-time personal trainers. And so, and own our own businesses, which is super cool. And so it's one of those things where, with that, we don't, it's interesting to watch because I feel like, I don't know. I've looked at different like male personal trainers and like people who own their own business and stuff, whatever, and like how their clients had reacted to like their kind of stuff and whatever. And then had like looked at mine, and mine were very supportive and very whatever, but they were just like that whole like compassion thing, right? But then I don't see them having that compassion with the male trainer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's again, it's one of these dynamics of, it's not them versus us, but it is a very real thing of like, you wouldn't ask that to the, or like, oh, I've gotten this before about, like, oh, well, you have a lot on your plate. Well, maybe I'll like come in less, or maybe, you know what I mean? Or,
like, do you need to reschedule?
No,
that's
right.
Let's do this. Like, are you sure? Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Through your session.
Yes. Like we're here, we're in it. Like, no, 100%. So I definitely, I have noticed that, in the borough, you know, cause you guys both, so you grew up around here and everything. So you've been, so only personal training, like in Murfreesboro, both of you, right? You never did in Nashville, anything like that. Okay. You know, what have you seen? Like, would you say that you have clientele across the board? Do you have a niche? Like, do you have like, are people wanting to do bodybuilding like you guys? Like, is it anything like that? Or
mine are, I've only had 2 people that have actually wanted to do bodybuilding.
okay.
I have one person currently, she kind of wants to do bodybuilding, but she also wants to do powerlifting. And then the rest are just mainly healthy reasons.
Yeah.
Get fit, get strong.
Yeah.
Live life.
Love that.
No, my people are actually pretty much the same way. I did get my first competitor client this year, which was super cool.
Yeah.
You guys actually met backstage at the, what was the name of the show?
The OCB.
Yeah, what was it called?
I don't know.
Volunteer State.
Volunteer State.
I knew
Rondell's show.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I coached her for that. Like I said, super cool. But overall, yeah, everyone I work with is also very lifestyle. Like they just want to get in the gym and make a change. Yeah. And, you know, I mostly only work with women. That's just preferred. I mean, I could work with men to be like, hey, listen up, Pipsqueak, drop me 20.
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
But no, I mean, from all walks, you know, people of all different shapes and sizes, just like
Love
you
it.
guys, like.
Very cool. And by the way, Jackie, that meant so much for you coming to that show, by the way. Like, seriously, when I saw you there, I was just like, man, you know, and then if Alexa would have been there, my makeup would have been trash. Like,
that was. Next time I'm charging a cover fee.
Dude,
like, I'll help everybody out.
Literally, but like everyone saw it, and everybody was like, they were super jealous because like they looked at mine and they're like, what just happened? And everyone loved it. And so I was so thankful for that because I don't do my own hair. I barely do any makeup. So I get that stuff always done. And
I told you you'd be ready on game day.
It's always been like that. Like for even competitive dancing, I was just like, got there and somebody else did it. Yep. I am not. Yeah, I'm just here to show up, you know. But yeah, so you know, I want to know. I want to know a little bit about, you know, after a show, like you're in your off season and stuff, because like right now you both are in your prep, right? But you both were in. Well, I guess I don't know, because this is your first show of the year, right, Alexa? Okay, yeah, and then Jackie, this is your third.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Okay. But you've had short, but it's like it's not even like, I don't think off season, improvement season, but like. You didn't really take an off time, right? Like
I did.
Okay.
I had to take an off time after Battle at the River.
Okay.
Only because I had knee surgery.
What?
I think I remember you telling me that.
I had no idea.
But I was like, I didn't know if you actually had it.
Yeah. So the show was June 13th.
Yes. Yes, I went.
I had knee surgery. It was just Hoffitis fat pad repair.
June
22nd.
Okay.
And like 2 weeks later, I looked at Doug and I was like, so we can go back into prep, right? And he was like,
oh, no.
And I was like, no, we can do this.
Yeah.
And he was like, Jackie, state is 6 weeks away. And I said, okay, we got this. And I didn't tell my doctor, my surgeon, until a week prior. And she was like, so when's your next show? And I was like, it's next weekend. And she was like, are you serious? I was like, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Next weekend. And I mean, we crushed it. We were great.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Then I took another 2 weeks off. And some things happened. And I went to Doug and I was like, all right, we're going to go back to prep. And he was like, Jackie, we're in off season. No, we're not.
And like, prep. So is that like, so you dealing with your, I mean, I'm just going to call it trauma, like everything that's happened with that. Like, you went the opposite direction. I feel like you were like, no, I need to be disciplined. I need to have a goal. I need to have that positivity, like of that.
Yes. So this will actually be my second go around. And the first time I went around with it, it put me not exactly in a bad place. I still went to the gym, but I would eat constantly. This time around, I was just like, we cannot have a repeat.
Right. You've been there. You don't want to get back to
and so mindset. I went to Doug and I was just like, look, I'm going to be honest. This is what I do. When I get depressed, I eat. When I get sad, I eat. When I get angry, I eat.
Yeah.
And I was like, for me to not do that, and I know that my mind, my body has to be ready for a certain thing at a certain time, we're going to go back into prep. And he was like, are you sure? And I said, mentally, no. But we will get there.
Right.
Physically, yes. And he said, then let's do it. And I was like, okay.
I love that. I love that he listened and was responsive to that for sure. But I also think that we all three are very like strong, independent women. So when we tell him something, we're not really asking, but like
how it's gonna be.
Well, remember,
so I, get on board.
I told you that. I was like, he's like, yeah, I think the October show or whatever. And I was like, so August? And he was like, no, like October. And I was like, yeah, I already signed up. I'm gonna be a sponsor, and I'm gonna do the August show. And he was like, all right, like, okay, but like it was so funny. But I was very thankful that he finally, like, was like, okay, this is exactly. Because I think he realized that once I said that I set my mind to do something, like, I'm gonna do it. Versus, I'm sure that he's worked with people that have bowed out or not done it or whatever. And I was like, no, I'm in it to win it. So, but yeah, well, very cool. I love that. I love that approach to that because, with my stuff and my story, that dealing with trauma, mine was also physical stuff as well. So it was like, not only do I have mental, but I also have physical. So it's like I'm down for the count with my leg, not really functioning. And then, being numb all the time, can't really work out. I've been instructed to not work out for a year. And then, which was awesome. And then, so I did that for like 4 months and was like, mentally, I gotta, work through this. And then with the loss of everything, it was just one of those where, it wasn't even that I overate. It would be like, I would not eat. And so that was where, like, I remember sitting there with my mom and my brother, and literally, like, there's a whole pizza, like my favorite kind of pizza, and I had like half a slice, and they're like, oh, like, shit's getting real. This is, you know what I mean? Like, dang. And so I would train clients all day long and wouldn't eat anything. So it was one of the, you know what I mean? Like, so it was like that. And like, and now I'm like, man, you should have like really enjoyed all the things, I've never had that time where, because I've been on, since my lifestyle journey, I've always been on a meal plan or a whatever. Like, and so it's, for me, it's like, when people are like, wow, like, you really like honed in on this one. It's like, yeah, it was just different because Doug really helped me to understand and like, how it is. And so it's like, he worked with me on all those things. And so that was really great. But like, back in the day, it was just more of like, I would eat good foods, but just a lot of good foods. Yeah. Like if someone's like, oh, here's like 12 almonds, I'd be like, okay, the whole bag of almonds. Like, like I can mess up some cashews.
Yeah. Man.
Would love some cashews, like, but something I have noticed, and something that, I see kind of, because again, both of you now are training out of Carbon, right? Carbon Culture in Murfreesboro, which is awesome. I love that. And it's a good space and they're good people.
James and Tracy are awesome.
Yeah.
They run a great facility. They keep it super clean. Like, very nice.
Yeah. I'd asked him about like how much, a Stairmaster was, and that made me really upset. So he was like, yeah, I wouldn't get it for home use. And I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna get it for home use. So anyway, I'm gonna get one that's used or something, like whatever. Yeah. But I just wanted to know. But they're sweet. But yeah, no, it looks like a good space and a good environment for sure. But like what I've noticed with with Murfreesboro for sure is everybody loves to talk, and I grew up here, so I know how it can be. That's why I like being in Nashville and just kind of in that vibe and everything. It's a little bit different, but I do like coming back here. And so, and I'll work out with Doug at Olympus, and I'll go to Carbon occasionally and see Rondell and whatever. But with the competitors and with the spirit of like loving your body throughout, what is something that you guys hold on to, during the off season, or something, or feedback that you can give to people listening who maybe have done shows, want to do a show or whatever, because y'all have been more seasoned in this? Like for me, I had where it was like, I don't know how I'm going to look. It's all new. Like so I'm just chipping away. So everything was exciting. Right. But to do it when what's coming, Like even just the week of before from my first show to my second show, I knew it was coming. The sauna, okay, the water, this, like it was so routine. So y'all know it's coming. So like, how do you kind of like deal with all of that? Like, does it seem like you get kind of, just like it is what it is, like turn that switch, or is it something you have to actively work at, or like what is it something for you?
Cool. Well, for me, I'm already exhausted by that point.
Yeah.
And Doug has heard me cry about it every single day going up to it. It's one of those, I don't want to do this. Okay, Jackie, go do this. And I'm like, okay, fine.
Right.
But it's one of those, the quicker you do it, in my mind, the quicker you do it, the quicker it's done. You go home, you rest, you start it again.
100%.
Do it 7 days and it's show day.
Yeah.
But then it's one of those, when it show day's done, that's my problem.
Okay.
I can down a pack of double stuffed Oreos backstage, no problem. But you shouldn't do that.
Right. Yeah.
And that's the one thing that a lot of people don't understand.
Yeah, they think you're just
prep,
done.
Yeah, going into prep is easy. And then when you get into prep, it gets harder. When it comes show day, it's even harder. The reverse dieting is miserable.
Right.
But it's the only way to actually let your body acclimate back into life.
Right, yeah.
And then you can get up to almost 3,000 calories and probably gain 5-8% body fat, a lot of muscle, and still look great.
Yeah.
But me, it's more so controlling. As soon as I get off stage, that's my hard part.
Yeah.
The next day, back at the gym, doing my workouts, doing my cardio.
Yeah.
And then I'm setting back in life.
Right. And that was something that everybody had told me, like coaches and friends were like, you just need to make sure that the after you have it like locked down.
We even talked about that too.
And I already had planned on, I mean, I had been doing it, for a year, like of like not prepping for the show, but like just like the meal plans, the workouts. So like for me, I was like, no, I'm just going to go back to what I was doing, whatever, like he's going to tailor it, obviously. But so for me, it was like, I already knew that was coming. And I kind of was a little resentful, the next day, because I had friends that were all like going out, they were doing all these things and whatever. But I mean, literally, I went from the hotel, packed up all my stuff, put it back in my apartment. And then I went straight up to the Stairmaster and started like working out, I mean, and I felt good. And I felt like there's a niche, like a small group of people that actually do it. And so that made me feel even more like, okay, like, let's rock with it. Like,
well, and the thing is like when you have to love what you do with this. Like, we don't do it for the food. We don't do it for the trophy. I mean, those are added bonuses, but like you have to genuinely love doing this.
Right.
Like, you got to be a little bit off up there too. I mean, for all the things that you go through, but like you getting done with your show and then going to the gym afterwards, like you did something for yourself versus you going out. That wouldn't have been for you.
100%. Yes.
Everything that you do in prep, like you're doing it for yourself. Every day you're checking those boxes. You're doing your cardio. You're eating your meals.
Yeah.
You're training your clients, all of those things for you. And the going out and stuff, like, honestly, it's overplayed, I feel like. Like, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
It's great to go out with your friends and stuff afterwards. Celebrate. Like, this is not me saying that I don't do that. But like I said, like you made that choice to go back to the gym because you did something for you and you felt better about it.
Right.
Like that's the important takeaway from it.
Yeah. And I mean, my thing is what I really wanted was just rest.
Yes. Oh my God.
Like, cause so it was like after the second show, I didn't
do fancy cardio first thing that next morning.
Yeah. Like after the second show was so nice because I was already in the borough and my mom was like, oh, like, what are you about to go do? And I was like, whatever I want. And I just literally, I took my time. It was a beautiful day, packed up my stuff from the hotel, wore a pretty dress, took some pictures in it, whatever. And then literally just like, I went to like, get some food and stuff like that. And I was like, I'm gonna take my time on it, whatever. Freaking whole quesadilla ordeal. Don't eat Chipotle. Thank you, everyone. In case you are listening, watching, and you want a regular size quesadilla from Chipotle, they do not make it anymore. So I'm shook. This big, rice on the side.
Oh no.
Rice on the side. I was like, I went back up to her. I said, I know you don't care, but I've been looking forward to this quesadilla for about 8 months. Is there anything that we can do? To fix the situation? And she was like, we don't do those anymore. I can give you like another one. And I was like, oh, so now I have 2 kid-sized ones? And then I just walked out. Like, I was like, I'm so done. And someone's probably listening. It's like, oh, it's not that bad. You gotta understand that quesadilla used to be like
no,
like
but
the hangover quesadilla.
Yes, and the thing is after you've gone without it for so long, things change.
Yeah,
That's what it
but
is.
like literally, she looked at me like,
oh yeah,
I don't know how to help
understand.
this woman.
And
You know
you're
what I
like
mean?
full on about to have a mental breakdown.
Yeah, and like also I'm wearing all this makeup.
Yeah.
I'm like over here. I'm just like, I don't even care how I look right now. I'm just explaining to you what
This
the
is
heck.
not okay.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, whatever. I got my food. I ate my alpha cookies, which fantastic, by the way.
Don't even get me going.
Listen, so Doug said that I could have, like, he was like, you can have your refeed or whatever, and like, yeah, you can get a cookie or whatever. And I was like, cool. So like I went to order 2 weeks ago or whatever, 2 weeks ago, and I was training all day. I trained like 10 clients a Saturday morning. Super excited. I'm looking forward to this cookie. And she texted me and said that the oven broke. And I was like, this is God's divine intervention that I'm not supposed to have a freaking cookie.
Gosh.
I was so upset. Like,
that's tragic.
All I looked forward to.
Right there.
But it was just so funny. And again, it was just like, because again, I've always been so particular with stuff. Like, even just always, like I only eat one kind of ice cream. I only like one kind of pizza. I like one kind of, like, that's how it is.
Do you venture out at least?
No,
You
that's the thing.
with the same thing every
Look,
time?
no.
Cody's the same way, and I can't. Like, I gotta try new things.
So
new things.
unless I'm at like a bougie restaurant somewhere, I would never really go on my own with somebody, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you want to try this stuff?" Like, yeah, I'll try like some duck and like some like whatever, that cool. Bacon wrap dates or whatever. But for me, it is straight up. I know exactly the burger I like, this, whatever, very specific. So the fact that I found that cookie that I'm like loving, and then that's not available, I was so upset. But anyway, she like hooked me up today, so it's all good.
No, she's awesome.
Yeah.
She actually made Cody after his show some chocolate banana ones.
Oh,
like
wow.
A custom order.
That's
she put
awesome.
some extra ones in there too.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with the s'mores. So.
They were literally they were so shook by like at the National Fit Show, me walking around like Ramon and her.
Yeah.
That they looked that they he was like, you just did an amazing, like your transformation, whatever. I was like, thank you so much. For the next show, she shows up and pulls up because I just ordered like, I think I only ordered like the 5-pack or whatever. I was gonna give a couple to my dad and my mom, whatever. And then literally she's like, so Ramon, just want to tell you that you did a great job. Here you go. There's like 12 cookies in here. Yep. And I was like,
her.
oh my gosh.
For real.
But yeah, so I literally walk in and I'm like, Rondell, you want this one? Zala, you want this one? Because I mean, don't give me 12 cookies.
You better than me. They're all coming to my house.
Yeah. So anyway, so that was like super fun. But yeah, so I mean, again, it's just like I really think bodybuilding gets a bad rap. I think that especially in the borough, like, people have always looked at it to me as something super far gone, and like, with like eating issues and all these different things and whatever. So if someone were to come at you with that, like, what would be your nice, thing that you would say to them? Yeah, like to explain that, like, no, you can on your healthy lifestyle regimen do this and enjoy. What would you say?
So for me, it kind of makes me, I'm going to bear with me as I try to walk you through.
Yeah.
Back when I was first getting into it, people would make their comments, just same type of stuff. I know you guys have all heard, oh, you're drinking so much water. Oh, you can't have an apple. Like that kind of stuff. And so there was one day somebody had made a comment about eating a carrot, and they're like, but a carrot's healthy. Like, why can't you eat that? I'm like, okay, look, it's not really about the carrot, but the thing is like, I'm choosing to compete in a sport that is so, it does not matter. Only matters what you look like on a specific day at a specific time, standing next to other people, that it matters what they look like on that day at that time, standing next to you. It's not that the carrot's unhealthy, it's bad, I can't have it, but it's not what goes with my plan.
Yeah.
You being an average person, someone that's not looking to compete, that carrot. Eat 5 carrots if you want to.
Yeah.
Eat an apple.
And don't compare.
Exactly, because it's not the same.
Right.
It's not the same.
100%.
And it's not like,
because you're an athlete, you're getting ready for your sport.
And that's the thing too, is like competing, it has its pros and cons. Like, nobody ever said competing is the healthiest thing. It's not. Both mentally and physically. Like, it comes at a cost, but that's a choice for the individual to make.
Yeah, for sure. What would you say?
So I actually tell my clients this every single time. Do not take out your junk food. Don't, because then you're just torturing yourself.
Right.
Limit your junk food.
Yeah.
It's all about moderation.
Yeah.
Do I still eat my cookies? Do I still eat my ice cream? Yes. But when I go into competition mode, I don't eat my ice cream. I don't eat my cookies.
Right.
Because I am looking for a whole different look versus my everyday just being healthy look.
Right.
And they've understood that.
Yeah.
They're trying to go by that, but it's one of those, I'll get a text. So I had 3 Chips Ahoy's. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, what do you want me to do about that?
Right.
Is that bad? No. It's I ate an entire pint of ice cream. Okay.
Right.
In one sitting. Yes. And let's go do something about that.
Right. Well, and let's like identify why, right? Yes. That's what I do with a lot of my clients. And like, let's look at the emotional response behind that, right? Are we going through something? Was it stress? Are we drinking the wine just because your husband got on your nerves? Like what's the deal, you know? Yeah. So I think that that's something that for people to take away, that again, you can't compare to the competitors in this lifestyle. And it is very niche, just like with strongman. Everyone's like, oh, am I going to pull a truck? It's like, no, you're not going to pull a truck. Like leave that up to me. And like, we'll be good. But I did want to ask y'all. So how do you feel like, because both of you have been in relationships with people who do what you do, that personal training and like businesses and everything like that. And like, do you find that it is, you know, that element of it is hard? Like that it's like, or do you like that you both did the same thing?
I did.
Yeah. I gotcha.
I did. For the first 5 years, no, it was actually easy.
Yeah.
We had started working together at Gold's, and then we started our own business, and everything was great.
Yeah.
We just ended up seeing that, I guess, our focus on everything went else places, that we were no longer focusing on each other. Yeah. And so that was the only biggest reason why.
Well, because now you're raising children together. You're always together working. You're running a business together. I mean, like Rondell and Zyla, you know, I applaud them for how they do their stuff. I mean, I still don't know how that works. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just because they've been married for so long and like with their kids and like and everything, and then they take on another business. It's just always so interesting to me to hear. And like you and Cody from the outside in, you know, I don't know your relationship, but it seems just like super, just like happy to be like be like vibing and grateful, you know what I mean, to do the same thing.
So like for us, our very first year of dating, funny story without going to the whole back thing. When Cody asked me to be his girlfriend, I was in prep at the time.
Okay. Oh, first of all, great timing, Cody.
The way I knew this was gonna work, he wanted us to hang out. It was like raining that evening, and it was a little bit later. I think I had just got off work or something, and I was like, hey, can I get you to grill me up some chicken and vegetables? And that boy went in the rain and did it. And I'm like, he's the one, people. He's the one.
Yes.
So
look at that.
He asked me to be his girlfriend, and I told him no. I was like, I said no because I was like, look, like I know how much prep takes.
Yeah.
Like I'm really devoted
You're
into
focused.
this. Like it wasn't about me so much as it was like I want to be able to give you my time, and right now it's like being occupied by this thing.
Yes.
And he's like, girl, quit playing. So not long after that, I said yes, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
But we ended up competing in the show together that year. So our first year of dating, we went into a prep together, which most people were like, what are you thinking, girl? But it worked really well, kind of like you're saying, where it made things easy. Like for us, we were both training together all the time. Like our schedules were more where we could go to the gym at the same time.
Yeah.
As our relationships kind of developed, our work situations have changed, just, you know, life makes its adjustments. We kind of end up on like the opposite schedule, and then we don't get to train together as much. And so for us, we've now found that I think it works better like when one of us is competing, so the other one can be the support.
Love that.
Also, you know, that one that's not in prep. So a couple months ago, that was me, and I was like, Cody, let's calm down.
Yeah,
it's not worth flipping out over. And he's that for me too. Like,
I love that.
You know, everybody has those days where you're just having a meltdown over the stupidest thing, and then you'll be like, look, it's gonna be okay. I promise you, it's gonna be okay.
I love that so much, and that's so cool. And I think that's inspiring to see, because it's like, again, you know, for me, I was very much like I wrote off everybody. I was like dudes. I was like, because what I noticed was there was a direct correlation. Like, because for me, I had like gold bars always around me, and so I was like, I'll eat a gold bar every time this dude plays with me, kind of thing. Like oh, like you know, whatever, you know, or like, oh, I'll just come over and like Netflix. It's like, no, I don't want to do that. Like, you know, and so I just kept getting all these things where, oh, you're really looking smaller these days, just stupid stuff. And like, so I was just like, I'm done with you. I don't want to be talking to anyone. Like, I don't want to be, and I haven't been on dating sites or anything like that. So it was just one of those things where I'm like, silence. And so I did that and like focused in on myself because I didn't want to.
It's for the best.
Yeah. And like,
they're all trash right now.
Yeah.
Like this
Always.
generation, I don't know what's going on, but
yeah. And sorry if you're listening and whatever, but and you take this personally,
shame,
but
hey.
it's just, again, it is that moment that I don't like to associate that things with people with things that are very important to me, unless like it is that thing, like even a trip or something, right? And so like I always want to have that memory of us, like, I don't know, of me with this prep. I can genuinely be like, I stuck to what I wanted to do. Like, I didn't just like go and like do whatever, or I didn't talk to somebody to talk to someone, or when I was feeling lonely, I didn't, like, you know what I mean? Like, I pushed through that. That was for me the biggest mental gain of this. And like, yeah, it was hard not having that support and stuff, like what you're saying, like, oh, someone you made me grilled chicken. Like, that just sounded like a dream to me. Like, literally all you got to do is make some grilled chicken and veggies for me. Done. Like,
let me just say that is the equivalent of what one will not, another will. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
and I think that all approaches are good in that sense. Like, I don't think there's any one right way. So if someone's listening to this and like, feeling, oh, I should have someone to support, but whatever. I think that at the end of the day, it's like staying disciplined, staying focused, staying like in what, like, your why, like you're like what everyone says, but like knowing why you're fighting for what you want is the most important thing. And if you have that immediate support, that's awesome. If you don't, lean into your posing coach, like I did, Alexa, lean into your, your coach, like I did with Doug, like even Jackie, like even just, I would tag people on Instagram just to be like, y'all, I'm doing it. Like, you
gotta have somebody there to help kind of ground you. It's kind of like I was saying in those moments, like I use the analogy of flipping out, but we all go through this like ups and downs. Like, you've got to have somebody there to kind of be your neutral, whether that's your coach, your posing coach, your best friend, your significant other, like, but you get to decide who that is and what that looks like for you. Like, that person needs to be able to say, okay, what do you need from me? You ask that of them and they give it. Like, that's your support system.
For sure. So I want to ask you guys, so when you saw, like, with all my stuff, with the transformation and everything like that, like, what, I mean, Jackie, I don't even know if when the first time was that you saw me or whatever, but like, what was kind of your first, like, I don't know, like, I guess takeaway from everything?
So because I originally know you from the Mac.
Yeah.
And I kept seeing you and I was like,
you scared the hell out of me at the Mac. I'm just going to say, you scared the hell out of me. And then when you were pregnant working out in the Mac, I was like, shit, like, I can't, like, I'm just going to do myself over here.
It's actually funny. The very first video I saw of you was when you were doing box jumps in that very back corner.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, there is no way in hell I would be doing that. And it just motivated me. I was like, man, she's watching here fucking killing it.
Aww.
And so I started watching everything. And when I saw you again, after I started training with Doug, I was like, she's changed a lot. And I was like, dude, she's made some huge improvements. And Doug was like, I know. I was like, I'm so freaking proud of her because I knew that you were doing your own training thing. And so when I finally actually really looked into it, I was like, this is what people need to see. It's not always about trying to look the aesthetic look. It's more of accepting yourself as you are and loving yourself the way that you are. Stop trying to compare yourself to everyone else.
100%. Yeah.
Half of those people are depressed anyways.
Right. Exactly.
Don't do it. And so that's the biggest reason why I started telling my clients, look, do not do this for a look. Do not do this for someone else. Do this for you.
Yeah.
And only you. Because at the end of the day, only you are going to make you happy.
Yes.
And maybe your little small people.
Yeah.
But only you can make you happy.
Yeah.
And if you love you the way that you are and how you feel, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, yeah, I'm going to keep following her.
Well,
that's my inspiration.
Yes.
I love that. Yes. Thank you, Jackie. You're my inspiration. You're great. You're
Jackie's
so great.
Cool.
I try to be.
Yeah. But also like confident, and same with you. That's why I wanted you as my posing coach.
Thanks, Dani.
Because seriously, because I was like, I can't, like, I was like, well, usually you have a female that is a posing coach, So for me, I was like, usually most females that I talked to that are in that world that I had met, they just didn't have that confidence.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't need fake shit.
Mm-mm.
I need real stuff.
Mhm.
So that was really cool to have you.
No, honestly, I mean, it was really special to watch your whole journey. I mean, to be able to, like, I still vividly, as soon as you even asked the question, I could just see you in that red bikini on our very first session. Like,
girl.
no, when she would send me the side by sides, I was just like, who is she? Like,
New Dani, who?
dude,
Oh my
I mean, we could just like cue to the me in the background of the video of you on show day.
Oh my gosh, that was so
cannot be contained,
spicy.
people. I cannot be contained.
I love that. That one got a lot of views. People were like
That's
vibing
good.
with it. So I definitely,
That's good.
it was so supportive, and that meant a lot. And it was really cool because I felt comfortable enough also to be in that red bikini
Yes.
with you that first
Yes.
session.
Yes.
And so again, because I loved, I mean, like again, loved myself where I was at then, you know, and was like, I'm just gonna put this on. But again, there's still that notion of like when you're with someone you don't know, it's just like I'm not trying to be like,
No,
you know, and
especially
you
with
never
that, like,
did that.
That's such a vulnerable thing.
Yeah.
And like, to me, like, I've been there. I've been
Yeah.
where I've had my very first session or my first time putting the bikini
Yep.
on, and like that in of itself is an experience to be
Yeah.
able to go and stand in front of someone,
Yes.
especially someone that you're looking to them for like advice on how to do this.
Right.
Like, that's huge. That's a vulnerable moment.
And I think you, put a good point that I want to end on it, that right there, that like someone that knows what you're going through.
Yes.
And that's how I feel with like Dandy Fitness. Like it is
Yes.
that vibe of like my clients saw they saw the changes. They've seen the changes. They've seen me, you know, flip tires, then get on stage in a bikini, like,
Yes.
you know, whatever that, because again, we don't want to limit ourselves to, oh, we're so-and-so's wife, or we're
Yes.
so-and-so, you know, the female this or that or whatever. It's just like, no, like you can be like a boss chick doing
Yes.
incredible things that nobody knows where you're going to go next.
No, and that's amazing. Like, as a woman, you should be able to wear multiple hats and,
Yes.
and run that shit. Like, that to me is inspiring.
Yeah.
Like, I try to surround myself with people exactly like that, where I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, she's running her own business. She's
Yeah.
training her own clients. She's doing her own thing. Like, that inspires me.
Yeah. And it's never an expectation with you guys. It's always an appreciation.
Yes.
And that's why I love that.
Yeah.
And so I'm so happy you guys got to come on today. I just love your journeys. And I just real quick, shout out your Instagram so people can follow you, see what you got going on, and watch your new all your new stuff going on. What you got?
So mine is Jackie.Miss Jacked Fit.
Yes, that's your stage name, right?
That's my stage name
I
as
like
of
it.
right now.
Okay.
And then my company one is Warrior Fitness TN.
Love that.
Nice. All right. And then mine for Instagram is Hollywood 4010.
Mm-hmm.
And then my personal training business, or Cody and I's, is
Yeah.
Endless Evolution Fitness.
Love that, guys. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on today. And I wish you guys the most luck with both of your shows. I'll be at the Night of Champions, so I'll get to see you there. Are you
I'll
going to
be
go?
there.
You're going to be there?
Oh my God.
Oh,
I have to
shoot.
be there.
Okay,
All
good.
right, now
Yes,
I'm really going to
yeah.
have to turn up.
Okay, yeah. For we'll be yelling.
Y'all
So.
going to be yelling like me.
I'm gonna hold a whole sign.
Yeah, exactly. Just like a pop-up sign of Alexa just sitting there, like right there.
Oh
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I can't wait. All right, guys. Until next time.
All right.